Welcome to Heart-Centered Leadership, a SheIsMe Masterclass for women who have been called to lead, but in a way that honors their truth, not just titles, to-do lists, and the pressure to do it all. I'm Lisa Jimenez. I'm the founder of SheIsMe Global, and I created this space because I've seen firsthand what happens when powerful women try to lead from outdated systems that don't reflect their voice, values, or vision. This isn't just about leadership as a concept. It's about redefining what leadership means when you lead from the heart. I'll walk you through what's broken in traditional leadership models, how women are rewriting the rules, and the 4 pillars we believe are essential for heart-centered leadership. So let's get started. Before we dive in, I want to share a little bit about who I am and why I created SheIsMe. I've spent over 40 years in tech leadership, often in rooms and industries dominated by men. I've led teams, advised executives, and worked with some of the world's biggest companies. For the last 25 years, I've also been an entrepreneur. And for 20 of those years, I've worked as an independent consultant, helping organizations grow strategically, meet their goals, and build high-performing teams. I've also experienced the burnout, the invisibility, and the connection or the disconnection that comes from constantly trying to succeed inside the systems that were never designed for women to thrive. That's why I created this leadership program within SheIsMe, to give women another way to lead, one that's rooted in wholeness, healing, and heart. Let's be honest, traditional leadership hasn't worked for most of us. We were taught to climb ladders built by someone else. We were taught to perform, to compete, to push through. But what's the cost? Women today are exhausted. We're overfunctioning and undersupported. We're leading companies, families, and communities, but often from a place of depletion, not inspiration. It's not because we're not capable. It's because the model wasn't built for us. That's why we need a new model, one that centers empathy, collaboration, and purpose. Heart-centered leadership isn't about being soft. It's about being strong enough to lead differently. This masterclass is for women who know that they were meant for more, but feel stuck between where they are and where they're going. So this class is for women who own their own business but aren't thriving yet, who want to leave corporate but don't know what's next, women at midlife who feel like something is stirring and they aren't sure what that means, but it is calling them. And women who are tired of the patriarchal systems and want to lead with truth, compassion, and feminine wisdom. So this is me when I left corporate after being completely burnt out and not feeling so great. As you can tell, that these are 2 different women, right? I didn't wake up one day and decide to create a leadership movement. I got here the hard way. Years ago, I was doing all the things. I was working, showing up, saying yes, being the strong one. But underneath, I was in pain. You can see it in my face, physically, emotionally, spiritually. My body was breaking down. I'd been silently suffering from fibromyalgia and other autoimmune diseases, but I kept going because that's what leaders did. Eventually, I couldn't keep pushing. I hit my wall. And that was the beginning of everything unraveling, but also everything rebuilding. I found healing. I found my voice. I found a new way to lead, one rooted in wholeness and not hustle. And that's why SheIsMe exists, because I know what it feels like to have a voice that's silenced, a body that's tired, and a soul that's ready for more. So traditional leadership is rooted in domination, control, and separation. It teaches us to measure success by titles, money, and productivity. It prioritizes logic over intuition, competition over collaboration, and performance over presence. As women, we've been taught to fit into that mold, to tone ourselves down, to ignore our intuition, to show up as a version of leadership that disconnects us from who we really are. And the truth, that mold is cracking because the world is craving something different. And women, we're the ones who are rising up to meet it. When you lead from a place of constant pressure, perfectionism, and people-pleasing, it costs you. It costs you your health, your joy, your ability to be fully present. It leads to burnout, chronic fatigue, anxiety, and resentment. It leads to waking up and wondering, is this all there is? Even when everything on the outside looks successful. But we're not meant to lead from depletion. We're meant to lead from connection. Connection to ourselves, connection to our purpose, and connection to our people. So what does real leadership look like? Heart-centered leadership is not about having all the answers. It's about being willing to ask better questions. It's about leading with humility, compassion, and clarity. This kind of leadership invites vulnerability. It welcomes emotion. It makes room for transformation. It says, you matter, your truth matters, let's rise together. We're not trying to become someone else's version of success. We're defining our own and then building from that place. The SheIsMe way is about leading without abandoning yourself. You get to be powerful and soft, strategic and intuitive, visionary and vulnerable. We're building a new way of working, living, and leading. One where rest is allowed, where joy is essential, and where your truth is the compass. You don't have to perform, you don't have to prove, you just have to show up as you. At SheIsMe, we believe leadership is not a role. It's a reflection of how we live, speak, and show up in the world. It's not about climbing a ladder. It's about building our own ground to stand on. Our framework is built on 4 pillars that support women to lead from the inside out. These pillars aren't just ideas. They are the foundation of every SheIsMe program, event, and leadership path. They represent how we grow, how we speak, how we serve, and how we rise together. So let's walk through each one. Pillar number 1, everything starts with transformation. This is the foundation of heart-centered leadership because you can't lead others where you haven't been willing to go yourself. Transformation is not about fixing yourself. It's about remembering who you are underneath the programming, the trauma, the conditioning. It's about reclaiming your inner authority and creating safety in your body and spirit. For so many women, leadership has meant pushing through pain, suppressing emotions. But real transformation means slowing down long enough to listen. Really listen to what your body and your soul are trying to say. It might mean healing from burnout, unpacking generational patterns, or recognizing how you've been playing small. It's tender, it's powerful, and it's necessary. In SheIsMe, we create spaces where women can do this work in community because healing doesn't have to be solitary. When you do this inner work, you no longer lead from wounds, you lead from wisdom. The second pillar is communication, and this one is all about your voice. We live in a world that's often told women to be quiet, agreeable, digestible. But our voices are leadership tools. What you say, how you say it, and what you choose to share, these things shape your leadership presence. Communication isn't just about public speaking or Instagram captions. It's about truth-telling. It's about expressing your vision clearly, holding boundaries, and using your story to create connection, not just content. In SheIsMe, we help women rediscover their voices, We teach storytelling, embodied speaking, sacred listening, and how to communicate with integrity and courage, even when it's hard. Your voice can be soft and powerful at the same time. You don't need to yell to be heard. You just need to speak from your truth. The third pillar is what most people think when they hear the word leadership, but we do it differently. This pillar is about structure, not rigidity, but structure. It's about turning your calling into something real and offering a program, a movement. Whether you want to lead a retreat, build a community, or launch a mission-driven business, we help you create from alignment, not anxiety. Leadership in this model is deeply personal. It honors your energetic capacity. It's trauma-informed. It integrates spiritual intelligence and business acumen. And most importantly, it gives you the tools to lead in ways that nourish you, not deplete you. We believe that leadership is sacred. It's not about managing others. It's about embodying your message and creating containers for others to rise. And finally, community, the soul of SheIsMe. We are not meant to lead in isolation. We are not meant to carry it all alone. Community is where we grow, where we practice, and where we remember that we belong. In a SheIsMe community, you're not competing, you're collaborating. You're not comparing, you're co-creating. This pillar is about building circles of trust, support, accountability, and shared purpose. Our leaders are part of a global network of women who are walking the same path, healing, rising, and leading. We cry together, create together, and celebrate together. When one woman rises, we all rise. That's not just something we say, it's how we live. This pillar is what makes everything else sustainable. Because when you're witnessed, when you are held, when you are believed, it changes everything. We believe that leadership should never require you to abandon who you are. The SheIsMe way is about integration, leading without losing yourself in the process. You don't have to choose between being soft or strong. You can be both. You don't have to trade intuition for strategy. They work better together, actually. And you don't have to perform a version of leadership that doesn't feel true. This is your invitation to lead in a way that honors your full self, soft and strong, sacred and strategic, and always, always rooted in your truth. That is the SheIsMe way. So now let's talk about what it looks like to actually walk this path with us, to move from being inspired by heart-centered leadership to embodying it in your own way. At SheIsMe, we offer 4 powerful leadership pathways, each one designed to meet you exactly where you are on your journey and to give you the tools, confidence, and structure to show up and lead. The first path is the Circle Facilitator. This is our entry point, a beautiful, intimate way to begin leading community conversations and healing spaces in your local area or online. It's perfect if you're just starting out or if you felt the call to gather women but weren't sure how. We give you the format, the training, and the support to lead powerful conversations. Then there's the Retreat Facilitator certification. If you dream of holding transformational spaces in person, whether it's a weekend away, a healing intensive, or a sacred sisterhood gathering, this is for you. We walk you through everything: how to structure the experience, how to create safety, how to market it, how to lead with both structure and soul. Next, we have the SheIsMe Speaks Facilitator path, which is ideal if you're a coach, a speaker, or a guide who wants to amplify your voice and help others do the same. You'll learn how to host your own storytelling events or summits, mentor speakers, and help women rise through their voices. And finally, our highest level leadership role, the SheIsMe Studio Owner. This is for women who want to create a true community hub, a physical or virtual studio where all of this happens. You become a trusted, safe space in your region, and we support you every step of the way with business tools, branding, curriculum, and strategic guidance. If you're not sure which of these is the right next step, that's okay. Let's talk it through. You can book a private call with me and we'll walk through where you are, what's calling you, and what path best fits you for your season of life and leadership. If something in this masterclass stirred something inside of you, if you felt a yes in your body or a spark in your soul, don't ignore it. You're here for a reason. Your voice, your story, and your leadership matters. The world needs more women creating change, not by mimicking old systems, but by building something new. Whether you're ready to step into leadership now, or you just want to learn more, we invite you into the movement. Visit SheIsMeGlobal.com to explore our programs, book your call, or download your free leadership map to help get you started. Thank you. Thank you for showing up today, not just for me, not just for She Is Me, but for you. You didn't have to be here. You could have kept pushing through, kept leading from burnout, kept ignoring that quiet voice inside, but you didn't. You chose to listen, and that is the beginning of everything. So wherever your journey takes you next, know this: you are not alone. We are rising together. Let's lead with love. Let's lead with truth. Let's lead like women.